Hey, Bart Miller here with Cycling Strong. We're at the 2013 Interbike and we're having a great time. There is an awesome company based out of Idaho, which we're based out of Idaho, that we want to talk to because they make some amazing products. Not only are they amazing, but they look really, really good on your bike. You'll love them. If you haven't heard about them, it's K-Edge. We've got a really amazing guy here. He's going to walk us through all the stuff. It's Tim. He's going to talk us through each one of their products, how they got started, and what they're up to. So, Tim, what have you got for us this year? And start us from the beginning and kind of take us through your process.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us. I'm Tim Kelley with K-Edge. K-Edge was born less than 5 years ago. Kristen's Edge was what it was called when people first saw that chain catcher on her bike, Kristen Armstrong from Boise, Idaho, in the Beijing Olympics. She had a little piece of metal that allowed, that didn't allow a chain to actually fall off when she shifted from the big ring to the small ring. Why was it special? Well, because she dropped her chain in the World Championships the year before, and her husband went out to the garage and basically had to figure out how to make sure her chain did not fall off in Beijing.
Great husband.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a hell of a honeydew, but it started a company, and Velo News wrote about it, and the next thing you know, Slipstream wanted 40 Kristen Edges for Paris-Roubaix. You know, lo and behold, Andy Schleck helped us out with a little marketing effort, dropping his chain that summer in the Tour de France and losing the Tour de France by 39 seconds. So dropping your chain was standard back then, and it need not be. And Joe and Kristen are type AAA, as we like to call them, and they were not about to go to Beijing without that last piece of the puzzle figured out. It wasn't easy to figure out. The luck was he figured it out, drew it on a napkin pretty much at our going away barbecue, told his buddy and riding partner Eric Jensen, whose family owns the best machine shop in the Northwest, which is in Boise, AceCo. Eric literally made it into the product it is today the next day, and she had it on her bike 3 days later, riding Bogus Basin Road over and over, shifting and trying to replicate the drop chain. Couldn't drop her chain, has never dropped her chain again. And Kristen, you know, launched with Joe one of the, you know, game-changing products of the cycling industry. The sad part was it's car insurance, and car insurance isn't sexy. People don't run around saying, check out my new chain catcher. They say, check out my new Colnago C59. And that really got swept under the carpet as, yeah, you ought to have that, but it's not worth talking about. So we launched out of almost necessity and grew for 2 years with not much, you know, notoriety whatsoever on all the Pro Tour team bikes at Tour de France because they're ensuring success. But it wasn't until Joe saw GoPro cameras falling off of bikes at the Tour of California, and the Tour of California UCI officials basically arguing, and the UCI said, no GoPros on the bikes, get them off. We can't afford cameras falling off in the race. That ended an opportunity for us to see footage from in the race. He witnessed the whole thing, standing there, came home Monday to work and said, guys, we're fixing that. We're making GoPro mounts. And so, again, out of necessity, we can't have GoPro cameras falling off the bikes. Our friends had that happen, racers had that happen. We designed and built the GoPro mount, which we did so we could lock a GoPro to the bike. What we didn't realize was it was so stiff and bomber that the footage smoothed out tremendously because a lot of the bounce of the footage was not the biker going over uneven terrain, it was the mount bouncing. So we've seen GoPro footage, and you see it on their videos, really dramatically smooth out, and so, you know, major benefit, and you'll never drop your GoPro off of a bike. Same thing happened with Garmin computers. They became wildly popular, and Garmin's ended up on almost every bike out there.
Got them on mine.
But they were held on by a rubber band. You know, $500, $300 computer held on by a rubber band. Strava, you take it in every night. You know, you twist the rubber band, you scratch up your stem. At the end of the day, that bugged us too. We're high-end bike guys. You know, Kristen's on the best bike in the world to win the Olympics, and she's got rubber bands and zip ties and electrical tape. Not good. So Joe again just came in and said, Eric, here's what we need. Eric and James, the engineer, worked on it within the week, really within the day. We're doing the lunch ride on 3D printed prototypes.
Very cool.
Coming back high-five and saying that's the coolest thing ever. And by the end of the week, we're planning on going to production with it. So we're very high-end machine shop. You know, one of the funny Idaho little-known facts is the other side of the machine shop is making the cutting knives for every French fry that rolls out to McDonald's.
That's awesome.
You know, the russet shoots through this high-pressure thing through AceCo, our factories, you know, knife-making capabilities. we're a very high-end machine shop. So when we turn to bike parts, which we're intuitively very knowledgeable about, it's easy for us.
Yeah.
And again, we're able to make things out of a single block of aluminum, billet, CNC machine products. And so for us to say lifetime guarantee, it's kind of easy because of course it's going to last a lifetime.
Absolutely.
It's so solid.
Yeah.
And so, even our marketing pitch has changed from made in the USA, which so many people are using these days, but often people can send a design off to like New Jersey or no offense to New Jersey, but to somewhere far away, not know anything about how it's made, and it comes back and they have it made in the USA. We make it downstairs, with pride. Design it upstairs, make it downstairs. And we make it, every single thing in Boise. We're very proud of that. So we have morphed from a chain catcher company to really a mount company that also makes chain catchers. And the GoPro mount, the Garmin mount, and now the Sony camera mount, mounts have become what we're known best for. And those markets are massive.
They are massive.
No secret, GoPro sells millions of cameras, Garmin sells millions of computers. So we're now in 37 countries because those countries are selling a lot of Garmins and a lot of GoPros, and they want those things held on well. And their consumers asking for K-Edge specifically. So as we walk through the new products, you'll see we pride ourselves in our work. It looks beautiful, nothing like red anodized CNC on a carbon fiber bike or handlebars. So pretty impressive stuff.
So let's walk through a little bit. One thing that he didn't mention is you can even mount a Canon 7D. We thought we'd just throw one on, put a real test on there. I don't know if they've ever done this before, but pretty dang cool on your handlebars. Adds a little weight maybe, but kind of a fun experiment to show you how tough the K-Edge really is and the quality that we're talking about in these type of products. So, if it can hold something like this, take that, look at the stability in that. It's just mind-boggling, What do you want holding your stuff out there, and to make sure not only does it look good, but it's gonna be there when you're done with the ride. So we just did Rebecca Rush's private Idaho. The whole reason we didn't put our GoPros on for that ride and do the actual footage was we knew they would break, and we weren't able to get with K-Edge and get that taken care of before we got on that race. So that is something you guys need to consider while you're out there. Let's walk through this just really slow, show you the beginning on the board as we walk down, and then we'll kind of go from there. So stay tuned just a little bit, here we go.
So let's go back to 2008, chain catcher. Didn't have one, needed one. The 001 was our original chain catcher. First thing Joe, and Kristen combined on with Eric to design, and it hasn't changed a bit since. Price is now down to $29.99. Retail, that is under $30 to guarantee you'll never drop your chain again. That guarantees you will not ruin a frame of a $10,000 Pinarello Dogma or any bike. Really, you owe it to yourself to make sure your bike has one of those on it before you even wheel it out the door. You would never drive a Ferrari off the lot without car insurance. You shouldn't wheel your bike out of the shop without a chain catcher on it. We designed the 002 here, the professional model, to solve one of the problems that we found when SRAM came out with their chain spotter. They mounted their chain spotter into the derailleur bolt, which clogged the bolt, if you will, so mechanics couldn't come up and check to see if their derailleur was tight for a race, which is standard to always check to see if your derailleur is tight. So we changed the way we made that, and that's one of the benefits of the professional model. It's lighter, more aero, and it's actually stronger in its hold power, so you'll never drop a chain or pull the chain underneath that chain catcher. We make chain catchers for mountain biking, we make chain catchers for cyclocross. Cyclocross is a guaranteed drop chain if you haven't taken up that sport. Moose Cross, for all you back at Rexburg, that's in Victor, Idaho. Unbelievable fun time. But at the end of the day, you will drop your chain in cyclocross, I guarantee it. And if you have a chain
last
catcher,
night 4 times.
Right, if you have a chain catcher on your bike, you won't, and that's a no-brainer. So it's a different system. It's very strong. It's built to literally take the abuse that Cross has. Triple, yes, we have triple covered, triple cranks. We have every different kind of chain catcher you're going to need to cover your bike. So got you covered for chain catchers. Any of your shops can order exactly which one you need. But really, it was the computer mounts and the camera mounts that set the stage for K-Edge going from small Boise company to, industry leader in GoPro and Garmin mounts. The Garmin mount is probably our best-selling item. It is definitely something that gets a lot of visual play. It's right on your handlebars. This, you can see the CNC machining. We make You talked about holding a Canon, a big camera on our new camera mount. This can actually hold 100 pounds, said SolidWorks, the design software. So we put two 45 plates and a 10 plate from the weight room on it, and sure enough, it held 100 pounds, dangled from a rope right off the mount. So beautifully made Garmin mounts, lifetime guarantee. What's really nice about them, the tactile feel of K-Edge. We have 4 locking systems. They happen simultaneously. So as you twist your Garmin in, there's a definitive click that we're well known for now. So you really know your Garmin is locked in place for the full ride. The time trial mount is a one-of-a-kind. It's a mechanical system where you can actually fit your wide Garmin in between narrow aero bars and then turn the time trial mount to lock your Garmin in place. So you hold your computer, and then lock the mount to the actual computer, which has solved a real key problem. How do you get a wide 810, 510 computer between narrow aero bars? You can only do that now with K-Edge. The mountain bike stem mount has solved one of the key problems. The original Garmin position was over the stem. That was fine, and that was a great position for mountain biking or cyclocross or any sport where you want to bring it back, into a safer position. Unfortunately, it was rubber banded to the stem, and it was a very weak system. It didn't support the Garmin and keep it from falling off. It was frustrating to work with. So we more or less are levitating above the stem with a cantilevered out mount that uses a steerer tube. So it replaces a 5mm spacer, which everybody has or should have at the top of their steer, right under the top cap. And we have the adjustable version for $39.99. No matter what your stem, position is, or no matter which stem you're using, you'll be able to adjust it accordingly. Or we have the fixed position, $29.99. And again, it's right over the stem, not touching. It's even great for triathlons where you want to come back away from the bars, get away from your hydration system, and put the Garmin back in view. So that is our new mountain bike stem mount. And again, that will be $39.99 for the adjustable, $29 for the fixed length. It hits the market on October 1st. So the catalog's grown big. I mean, we're no longer a one product brand. In 5 short years, we've got a lot of options. So I'm going to speed up, but we've got iPhone case mounts. These are coming out working in conjunction with Optrix. They make a waterproof, super durable, drive over with a truck iPhone case, but honestly, the benefit here is putting your iPhone super stable mount, like we saw with the camera, no bounce, no movement in our mounts. We also have SRM mounts. You've got a $2,000 SRM power unit on your handlebars, or your time trial handlebars. You want it to not only look good, be in the right position, but absolutely ensure that your computer won't fall off. GoPro camera mounts. GoPro is a huge company. GoPro is very popular. Their cameras are beautiful. One of the challenges was their plastic mounts with the bounce and jarring of cycling. It really didn't allow for a stable platform. So again, we make everything out of a single block of aluminum, which makes for a very stable platform. So we anchor GoPros onto bikes. That was the goal, so they'd never fall off. What we didn't realize was that would dramatically clean up the footage and smooth it out. So again, GoPro camera mounts, and now universal camera mounts. Not only do we have GoPros for on the handlebars, under the seat, on the seat rail. This is one of the best positions for filming your buddy right behind you as he's hanging 4 feet off your back wheel. It's an incredibly fun video position. And then low and in front of the wires, in front of the number plate, and really in front of your vision, incorporating the front wheel in your footage, is the Pro handlebar mount. So the calls came in fast and furious. I have a Contour, I have a Drift, I have a Sony, I want a mount. We solved all that with one mount, really 3, a family of what we call the quarter 20 or the tripod bolt mount. This is what almost every camera in the world has. And so no matter if it's a big SLR for some reason on your handlebars, or the new Sony camera, the Drift, the Contour, you name it, Rolei over in Europe is a huge popular camera. You will be able to mount it on the Pro handlebar version, on the under seat rail version, and finally on a little adapter that you can put into any GoPro mount, no matter what, you know, need you have. We even have one that mounts perfectly on skis or even, you know, skateboards or surfboards, the little universal, and you'll be able to now make every camera work with every mount out there. So the list goes on. There's one last crazy little thing, and if you saw it, you would blame us for costing you a whole lot of money. We call it KI2. We sort of hot rod up DI2, and it's something we've been doing for a while. It dates back to Joe stripping Kristen's DI2 parts off her time trial bike and coming in and making the best mountain bike shifting on earth. And he basically made electronic mountain bike shifting long before anybody else had it. You send us your derailleur, your Ultegra or Durace derailleur. We change a bunch of pulley positions and cage and spring tension out. We send it back to you, and whether you're mountain biking, you can buy our shifter pods, or road biking and you just want huge gear range and a big cassette on the back, we basically will give you something nobody else has. We call it KI2, and it's super fun. It's a real luxury to be able to push little buttons and shift on your mountain bike electronically. So there you have it. You'll be able to see the whole range here, Interbike 2013, in this great coverage. So thanks for having us.